Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be discussing my 157-piece military canteen survival kit. Everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. So as you can see, this Canteen survival kit is chock full of goodies. And if you are curious where this platform came from, it actually came from the most recent subscription service we just got, which is called the Prep Box by Poor Man's Preparing. This is the foundation of this kit is the Pathfinder School Canteen cup stove carrier system. And given the fact that this carrier had all these little pockets, and we had so much fun building a Klean canteen version about 2.5 years ago, we decided to give this a whirl, given the fact that the foundation of this kit is a lot more budget friendly. So without wasting too much time on the outside of the kit, it's pretty generic. It's not a whole lot going on the outside. However, with the straps that additionally came with the original system, we decided to wrap it in one continuous piece of 20 feet of 550 paracord. And this is kind of a generic keychain compass that actually works really, really well. We've tested it against my WAZOO compass several times and it works flawlessly. It's a really good one. Other than that, on the back side we have the MOLLE strap, so you can connect this to the back of a pack. If you wanted to add this to an actual pre-existing system, a larger system like a bug out bag or a get home bag. However, as a standalone compact unit, this thing works just fine. So as you can tell, we have a left pocket, the actual meat and potatoes, and then we have a right pocket, and we're gonna break it down section by section and show you what's in each and every piece of kit. So as we break down this entire kit, we're gonna be going on this pouch first. First couple items, we actually have 4 zip ties. That's actually for our shelter that we have in here. And the principle behind the build of this kit too is something we want to go over, is we went off the 10 survival essentials, but we prioritized that list under the rule of 3s. Additionally, these are just a few items that we chose to put in our kit. Obviously, things that you might consider putting in your kit would drastically differ from me. But with that said, we're also going to have some alternatives that we also have that we can showcase throughout this video. All right, so the base contents of this particular kit are pretty simple. So this actually comes from the same company that does the shit kit and potty packs. This is called the Park Pack. This is brand new from them. But we decided to put this in there because it gives us quite a few really cool options. So right here we have suntan lotion, which is a part of skin protection, insect repellent, earplugs. Then we have lip balm, wet wipes, and hand sanitizer. So it gives us quite a bit in a very small package. And then right inside this bad boy, we have a small little fire kit. And inside this system, it's just an Altoids type container. We have a small ferro rod. We have 6 of these magnesium tablets. We have about 13 or 14 pieces of these little fatwood shavings we got from the Exotac Tender Shavings Kit. And then we have a bunch of this Ultimate Fire Tender Shavings already broken down. The reason we chose all 3 of these is because they're waterproof, they'll work in almost any conditions, and individually they'll work just fine, but combined they make one hell of a fire. So let's say the Park Pack, not up your alley. Let's say this kit is for your wife, or you are a woman, you're doing it yourself. They actually have a period pack. This is a feminine hygiene kit. This is pretty legit. You got tampons, panty liners, wet wipes, hand sanitizer, hand wipes, pain reliever, and stain removing wipes. So you have everything you need in a compact little package. Or if you want some more OTC type medications and some electrolytes, anything like that, this is actually called the Hangover kit. But it's got painkillers, antacids, electrolytes, mint, and lip balm. So it's got a pretty cool little comprehensive kits. So on this side, which is the right side if you're facing me, we have a little tiny mini fishing kit zipper pull tool from WAZOO Survival Gear. It's got a couple of fish hooks, some split shot weights, a little bit of fishing line in here. We just have that as an extra piece. We actually have a fishing kit inside this kit, but it's an extra piece of redundancy. So right in here, this is probably one of the most familiar things on my channel. This is the Hydro Blue Sidekick. But we took 5 feet of duct tape, put it right here for some repair tools for our shelter, clothing, anything like that. However, we wanted to protect the duct tape because it could be hit in water. So we wanted to make sure that if we run into a situation where this is submerged in water at any particular time, we wanted to protect it as much as we could, the adhesive property. So we took some Ranger bands on either side to kind of protect it and keep everything nice and neat and organized. So we have 3 Ranger bands and we have 5 feet of duct tape on this particular system. Also, the reason why we like the Hydro Boost Sidekick is one, it's really freaking tiny, but two, it's got the active carbonate filter, so you get an extra layer of protection if you have to drink some funky water out in the field. So the rest of the contents are dumped out. We're gonna go over through this pretty fast. This is the Fiberlight Fire Starter. We like this because we have an emergency whistle, little tiny fire starter, and inside the handle right here, we actually have a little scraper. So this is kind of something we can just stick in our pocket once we get on the go. But also, one of the 10 survival essentials, we need illumination. So we actually have our little AAA battery flashlight from Lumentop. We've had this for like a year, and this thing is running really, really strong. It's really, really good, but it's nice, compact, portable, and gives you all the light you need in an emergency. Next, we need an eating tool, because if we catch ourselves outside a little bit longer than we'd like to, we have a spoon, a fork, a little bottle opener. They stick bottle openers on everything, but it still gives you an extra tool you could pry something open with if you need to. Then, this is the Spark and Sharp by Handy Sharp. We have a scraper right here for a ferro rod. We have a carbide teeth for keeping our blade sharp in the field, and then we have a ferro rod, so we will be able to keep a fire going, you can get a fire started no matter what. Something I want to mention is we're also under the assumption that you have a complete EDC on you, so you would have something like a light, like a Bic lighter or something on you. So these are redundant methods. And then last but not least, we have a knife. This is the Real Steel G3. You guys saw this in the live stream we just did. I'm gonna link that video right here at the top corner of the screen. But it's got the Sandvik steel. It's like a Puko design for a folder. It's really good for scraping shavings, using the spine as a fire steel. It's a really nice sharp blade, but it's going to be easy to sharpen in the field. And that flipper action, the nice slim profile, just made it a no-brainer to put in this kit. So I know I promised you I was going to show you guys some alternatives. So an alternative to a flashlight, this is the Nightcore TIP. This is a really nice bright flashlight that will last quite a long time. And if you really want to go smaller so you could fit some extra items in your kit, this is the original Photon Micro X light. This is USA made. This bad boy is really, really freaking bright. It's got 7 little power modes and it's waterproof. There's a lot of the knockoffs on Amazon. Remember this one's like 10 bucks, but in my personal opinion, for the abuse we put these through, they're worth it. And for fire starting, we have some additional items that you could put in here. This is the Gob Spark by firesteel.com. This thing is massive, but I like it because it's self-contained. This is the Nano Striker XL by Exotac. This is a fantastic waterproof fire steel. And what I mean by waterproof is it's completely protected from the elements until you need it. And then this one is a cheapo little fire steel. It's like 7-8 bucks from easyfirestarting.com. It's got the magnesium, we have some African fat wood, and we have a fire steel that works really, really well. Now, the biggest reason we chose the military style canteen is because when this strap is actually closed, we can actually get water and fluids out of this thing without taking any of the compartments or any of the items out. We have direct access to hydration. After something as much as a few hours in extremely hot or extremely cold conditions, you can start deteriorating pretty quickly. So we actually have a bunch of little items stuffed in here, so we're gonna go ahead and take that stuff out and show you what we got. So we didn't have a lot of items stuffed in here, but we had 2 shit kits. So we had some field toiletry kits that's got a little bit of everything you need, from hand sanitizer, bags, some biodegradable toilet paper, everything like that. But then for additional cordage, we have 25 feet of utility cord, and we've actually used this emergency blanket, this cordage, and those zip ties I told you about earlier to build an emergency shelter. However, if you needed to insulate yourself from more inclement weather, you can just wrap it around your body. But having an emergency shelter little kit inside of something like this one comes from Iona Survival. I like this particular one because it's a lot thicker, but there's a lot of different brands out there, and if you want some more suggestions, we'll definitely have those linked in the video description. So now the carrier system is completely empty. We've got the lid, we have the actual pot to boil water in, we've got the canteen stove, and the canteen bottle. Now I know that all the things you've seen on the outside, like, Chris, that's pretty cool, but that don't equal 152 items. That's because we got stuff in here. Now, for those of you who freaked out on me, go, I put water in here. We did, so hush. So now that we have the lid off, as you can see, we have some goodies in here. So I'm gonna rapidly just take some of this stuff out while we're talking, because I want to prove to you that we actually were able to stick all this stuff inside. And I'm not gonna lie, I was rather impressed with myself, because this was quite a few things. So we wanted to make sure we had water, because all you naysayers out there were freaking out because I didn't already have water in here. But I figured sticking emergency water packets were more prudent, given the fact that these will last 5 years. So if you got to set it and forget it and leave it, all that good stuff, you've got plenty of items in here to kind of see you through. Now we have 4 packets of emergency drinking water, and that actually equals about 16-17 ounces of water, which is a full bottle, which I know for a fact that is more than enough just to get you started. So we've got the hydration portion of the 10 survival essentials, and we also decided, just for posterity's sake, We have nutrition. These are just beef jerky sticks you can stick in a power bar, no big deal. Now keep in mind, these only last like a year or so, so you definitely want to check these like every 6 months or so. But we also have the military speed hook. The reason I chose this as the main and meat and nuggets of potatoes is because we can viably catch small game, land trapping, and we can also catch fish in the water with this thing because of the spring-loaded mechanism. My wife and I tried this a while back, and as a proof of concept, dehydrated bait's put in here. This is the same item that is put in my DFS military survival kit. The benefit of this of just a normal fishing kit is because of the spring-loaded trap, it allows you to hook into the fish's mouth more effectively, and all that does is increase your chances of actually catching and keeping a fish in an emergency. And then last but not least, we have micro Altoids little tin right here. Now this is not just a tin, we have some fishing kit in here. So we have a metal pencil sharpener for some shavings, so we can actually grab some tinder pretty effectively with small sticks or anything like that. We don't have to use a knife blade every time. We have 30 feet of braided fishing line, and then in here, this is the meat potatoes of my fishing kit. So we have some swivels, split shot weights, we have some artificial baits and things like that, fish eggs, all that good stuff. And then in here, we've got a bunch of hooks and fish eyes, things like that. So we have a full-on fishing kit in here, and everything you need, as long as you can find a water source, fresh water source that would have some type of fish, your odds of catching a fish have drastically improved because you have real baits, artificial baits, and plenty of hooks to make a lot of mistakes with. But all in all, this is the nugget of the survival kit, and we'll kind of show you everything, how it is all splayed out. So all in all, this is everything completely spread out and open. Like I said, we have a bunch of stuff. Now, yes, there are some of the alternatives that are actually showcased here, but we wanted to show you everything. We wanted to show you the alternatives for like the Hangover kit, feminine hygiene kit, the different types of items that you can stick in as alternatives to flashlights, fire starters, whatever. But all in all, this is my 157 piece military canteen survival kit. Definitely drop your comments down below. What do you think of this kit? What would you add? What would you take away? What would you do differently? And if you want to build anything, learn anything more about the items we have in here, we're definitely going to have links down in the video description so you can actually do some more research on your own. But that just about is for now. And if you enjoyed this overview and discussion of my 157-piece military canteen survival kit, definitely give this video a big thumbs up and share this out with your friends and family in your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that just about is it for now. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.